United States. The United States became the world's first nuclear power in 1945, detonating its first device in the New Mexico desert in July of that year, followed weeks later by the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Washington built nuclear weapons to end World War II and establish military dominance in the post-war order. Today, the U.S. holds an estimated 5,500 nuclear warheads, of which roughly 1,700 are actively deployed. American nuclear strategy is built around the concept of the nuclear triad, three independent delivery systems designed to ensure a second strike capability even if attacked first. These include land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles housed in hardened silos across the Midwest, submarine-launched ballistic missiles carried aboard Ohio-class submarines, and strategic bombers such as the B-52 and B-2 Spirit capable of delivering both gravity bombs and cruise missiles. Russia inherited the Soviet nuclear arsenal following the USSR's collapse in 1991, making it the largest nuclear power on Earth. The Soviet Union first tested a nuclear bomb in 1949, driven by the need to counter American nuclear monopoly and secure its status as a global superpower. Russia today possesses approximately 6,200 warheads, the most of any nation, with around 1,600 deployed. Moscow's nuclear doctrine permits the use of nuclear weapons not only in response to nuclear attack, but also when the existence of the Russian state is threatened by conventional military force. Russia maintains its own nuclear triad RS-28 Sarmat ICBMs capable of striking any point on Earth, Borei-class submarines armed with Bulava missiles, and Tu-160 and Tu-95 strategic bombers. Russia has also developed novel delivery systems including the Poseidon nuclear, armed underwater drone, and the Kinzhal hypersonic missile. China conducted its first nuclear test in October 1964, becoming the fifth nation to acquire nuclear weapons. Beijing's motivation was primarily strategic, to deter both American and Soviet pressure during the Cold War, and to establish China's place as a major power. China currently holds an estimated 350 warheads, though that number is growing rapidly. The Pentagon projects it could exceed 1,000 by 2030. China officially maintains a no-first-use policy, pledging never to use nuclear weapons first in a conflict. However, its modernization program has raised questions about the durability of that commitment. China's delivery systems include the DF-5 and DF-40, one land-based ICBMs, the DF-26 intermediate-range ballistic missile capable of targeting U.S. bases in Guam, JL-2 submarine-launched missiles aboard Type 0 Nendi, 4 submarines, and nuclear-capable H-6 bombers. France tested its first nuclear weapon in the Algerian Sahara in February 1960, becoming the fourth nation to join the nuclear club. French leaders pursued the bomb to restore national prestige after the humiliations of World War II, and to establish independence from both American and Soviet influence. France rejected reliance on NATO's nuclear umbrella and built its own deterrent under the doctrine of tous azimuts, deterrence in all directions. Today, France maintains approximately 290 nuclear warheads. Its nuclear strategy is built around the concept of strict sufficiency, maintaining only what is necessary for credible deterrence. Unlike the United States and Russia, France operates a dyad rather than a triad. Submarine-launched ballistic missiles carried aboard 4 Le Triomphant-class submarines form the core of its deterrent, supplemented by air-launched ASMPA cruise missiles deployable from Rafale fighter jets. The United Kingdom first tested a nuclear device in October 1950, off the coast of Australia, becoming the third country to develop nuclear weapons. Britain's motivation was to preserve its great power status in the post-war world, and to maintain an independent deterrent rather than relying entirely on American protection. Today, the UK holds approximately 225 nuclear warheads and is the only nuclear state to operate a single delivery system. Britain's entire deterrent rests on 4 Vanguard-class submarines, each capable of carrying up to 16 Trident TED-5 ballistic missiles. At least one submarine is always on patrol, a posture known as continuous at-sea deterrence. Unlike France, the UK's Trident missiles are leased from the United States. Warheads themselves are independently British. The UK has committed to replacing its Vanguard submarines with a new Dreadnought-class fleet, expected to enter service in the 2030s. India became a nuclear power in 2 stages. It conducted a peaceful nuclear explosion in 1974, and then in May 1998 carried out a series of 5 tests that formally declared it a nuclear-armed state. India's nuclear program was driven by the desire to deter China following its defeat in the 1962 Sino-Indian War, and later by Pakistan's own nuclear ambitions. India maintains an estimated 160 warheads and adheres to a no first use policy, pledging to use nuclear weapons only in retaliation against a nuclear attack. India is building a nuclear triad. Agni series ICBMs provide land-based capability, with the Agni V having an estimated range of over 5,000 kilometers. Ayance Ariant, India's first nuclear-powered submarine, carries submarine-launched ballistic missiles. Aircraft including the Rafale and Mirage 2000 provide an airborne delivery option. India's program remains outside the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Pakistan conducted its first nuclear tests in May 1998, just weeks after India's own tests, confirming what many had long suspected. Pakistan's nuclear program began in earnest following its defeat in the 1971 war with India and accelerated under Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, who famously declared his country would build a bomb even if citizens had to eat grass. Pakistan holds an estimated 165 warheads, slightly more than India, and its arsenal is growing faster than any other nuclear state. Unlike India, Pakistan does not maintain a no-first-use policy, and explicitly reserves the right to use nuclear weapons in response to a conventional military defeat, a strategy intended to offset India's larger conventional forces. Delivery systems include the Shaheen and Gauri ballistic missile series, Rod air-launched cruise missiles, and Babur ground-launched cruise missiles. Pakistan has yet to develop a sea-based nuclear capability. North Korea conducted its first nuclear test in October 2006, making it the world's 9th declared nuclear state and the only country to have tested nuclear weapons in the 21st century. Pyongyang's nuclear program traces back to the 1960s, when Kim Il-sung first sought Soviet assistance. The program accelerated dramatically after North Korea withdrew from the Non-Proliferation Treaty in 2003. The Kim regime views nuclear weapons as the ultimate guarantee of its survival, particularly after observing the fates of non-nuclear states like Iraq and Libya, whose leaders were overthrown following foreign intervention. North Korea is estimated to possess between 40 and 50 warheads, though estimates vary widely. Delivery systems include Hwasong series ICBMs, including the Hwasong 17, test fired in 2020, two incapable of reaching the continental United States, as well as submarine-launched ballistic missiles and short-range systems targeting South Korea and Japan. Israel has never officially confirmed or denied possessing nuclear weapons, maintaining a policy known as nuclear ambiguity or nuclear opacity. However, the international community and intelligence agencies widely accept that Israel developed nuclear weapons in the late 1960s, making it the sixth nation to do so.